So very good evening to everyone. We started talking about regulation of gene expression in our from our last lecture, and we completed a few parts. For example, we talked about the feedback inhibition gene expression. We talked about what are the levels at which gene expression can be controlled. Apart from that, we talked about the difference, la mild difference between the eukaryotic and prokaryotic gene expression regulation. We also talked about the significance of this, that why we need to have regulation of gene expression. After that, we talked about the different definitions of unit, that is for protein synthesis, the unit is cistron, recombination, it is recon, for mutation, muton, and for replication, replicon. Whatever may be the unit, but ultimately they are nothing but DNA. Next, we learned about functionally how we can classify genes, that depending on their expression, they can be termed as housekeeping, cell-specific, developmental regulatory gene, inducible gene. So it decides that will they be switched on always, or will they be switched on and off depending on the presence of such an inducer or repressor. So then we discussed about positive and negative regulation. So positive regulation means actually it's about switching on. Okay, switching on is called positive regulation. That means when a gene is under positive regulation, the messenger RNA will be formed and protein will be produced. Whereas in case of negative regulation, it will be off. That means the product of gene will not be produced. A few very important things highlighted here, that the difference between negative and double negative. In case of negative, only repressor is there. It is directly stopping the expression of gene. In case of double negative, there is one inhibitor. Inhibitor will work upon repressor, and then repressor will work upon the protein synthesis mechanism. So two factors are there who are negatively controlling the gene expression. That's why it is called double negative gene expression. Then we discussed about a few diagrams of inducible and repressible system. So I once again will repeat the difference between inducible and repressible system. Inducible system is normal case, it is switch off. In presence of inducer, it gets switched on. So in normal case, it is negative control, and in positive control, it will be switched on. In case of repressible system, it is exactly opposite. In normal situation, it is switched on. In presence of repressor, it will go switch off. Same is about positive control and others. So any doubt till now? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Any part which you require more elaboration, or you are not understanding any part, please let me know. Class, we observed one rough video of expression also. So if you are giving me a green signal that ma'am, up to this everything is clear, then we will move ahead for operon concept and how gene expression is done in case of prokaryotes. Should we go ahead, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
So what about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Forum, good evening, beta. I wish to ask you. You joined a bit late in the class, not today, but since the beginning. So, are you able to understand things, Forum?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Then. Okay. So, without much ado, we will start our lecture for today. Today, we will pinpoint, discuss about different types of regulation in terms of prokaryotic gene, and that too with a specific example. When we will talk about example, it will be comparatively easy for you to understand the concept. So basically, in prokaryotes, it was called the operon concept. What is operon? In prokaryotes, it was proposed that the regulation of gene expression is occurring in case of a group of genes. What do we mean by this? You know, when I taught you about transcription, I told you that in prokaryote, the messenger RNA is polycistronic. That means more than one polypeptide chain can be produced from single messenger RNA. And in case of eukaryotes, it is monocistron. So, in promoter, operator and structural gene part, in a operon, there are promoter gene which promotes, operator which control promoter, and next is the structural gene, copy of which is to be transcribed into messenger RNA. Let's look into the specific example. So in an operon structure, these are the key players. So operon means what? It means group of genes. So promoter, we know that. During transcription, the part of DNA where RNA polymerase binds is called promoter. Generally, it is upstream to the structural gene. That means, consider karo, this is the structural gene. That means from which the messenger RNA will be produced. Promoter region will be just before that. Okay, it is the part where RNA polymerase will bind, and then there will be formation of messenger RNA. Okay. Now, what is this operator? This is you are listening for the first time. Operator is a sequence of gene which is generally located somewhere here between promoter and between the structural gene. So this is the part where if any effector is binding, consider the situation, any effector, it may be repressor, it may be inducer, if it is bound in this region, so it is covering some part of promoter also. So even if RNA polymerase is coming and it wish to bind over here in promoter region, the repressor will not allow the binding. Okay, एक इंसान के बैठने के लिए एक चेयर चाहिए. आप चेयर में ऑलरेडी कोई सामान रख दोगे तो पर्सन कैनॉट sit there comfortably. So this promoter is the chair for RNA polymerase. Operator is the adjacent chair. अब adjacent chair में आपने इतनी बड़ी एक सामान रख दी that occupied already the adjacent chair, but some part of it is already occupying the promoter also. So the person who was supposed to sit into the promoter, that is our RNA polymerase 1, will not be able to sit into the promoter part. So that is what the role of operator. Now, here comes the third key player, that is repressor protein. Repressor protein will bind to operator. and it will block RNA polymerase to bind to the promoter region. So what will happen? The promoter will be turned off. That means messenger RNA cannot be produced. Protein synthesis will stop. Now, what is inducer? Inducer is something which actually binds with the repressor. And if it is binding with the repressor will turn into inactive one. The repressor will turn into inactive one. We know that biological system is about lock and key. So जैसे ही inducer is binding to this part, this repressor will now be converted into inactive repressor. And this inactive repressor can no longer bind to the operator. So मैदान खाली, बाजू वाले चेयर में जो भी चीज था वो वहां है नहीं. Now RNA polymerase can comfortably come and sit over here. So obviously, if you can see, there is no barrier in production of messenger RNA, and messenger RNA can be produced and the gene is switched on. Is this part clear to everyone? What is the significance of promoter, operator, repressor, inducer? Class?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us once again have a gist. So the structural gene part will have promoter, operator, and structural gene. Okay. From structural gene, there will be production of messenger RNA. So if RNA polymerase can bind to promoter, messenger RNA can be produced. But if consider the situation, the repressor protein is bound here. So this is repressor protein. This is RNA polymerase. So if repressor protein is binding here, then messenger RNA production will not be possible, and RNA polymerase cannot bind to the promoter region. It cannot bind over here. Okay. So what is the status? Why RNA polymerase can bind here? Because here, along with repressor protein, there will be presence of inducer. So this heart-shaped thing is called inducer. So this is inactive repressor. So inactive repressor cannot bind to this, and this is the active repressor. Yes, Dish.
Ma'am, what will happen if repressor is present in substrate S?
S nahi, this is structural gene. The gene
Structural
from
gene.
which the messenger RNA will be produced. So this position is switch off position. Switch on position. And this position we can call switch off position. So I guess this will summarize everything. So now if we look into the structure, I can say that, yes, Dish.
Ma'am, my question was that, ma'am, if repressor is present in structural genes, then what will happen?
Repressor is present in
स्ट्रक्चरल जीन एस इसमें एस में प्रेजेंट हो तो क्या, मैं जहाँ पर एमआरएनए बना है वहाँ पे रिप्रेसर हो तो क्या होगा ऐसा?
वहां कैसे रिप्रेसर होगा? वी टॉक अबाउट लॉक एंड की ना दिश. रिप्रेसर का स्ट्रक्चर इज स्पेसिफिकली क्रिएटेड टू बाइंड विथ ऑपरेटर पोजीशन. इट कैनॉट गो टू स्ट्रक्चरल जीन and cannot go and bind there. Understood? जैसे कि आरएनए पॉलीमरेज स्ट्रक्चरल जीन में बाइंड नहीं हो सकता है, ऑपरेटर में बाइंड नहीं हो सकता है, वो प्रोमोटर में ही बाइंड हो सकता है, वैसे ही एक्टिव इनएक्टिव रिप्रेसर, इनएक्टिव तो कहीं नहीं बाइंड हो सकता है. एक्टिव रिप्रेसर कैन बाइंड विथ ऑपरेटर जीन ओनली, कैनॉट बाइंड विथ प्रोमोटर और स्ट्रक्चरल. अंडरस्टूड?
यस मैम.
सो दीज टू जीन्स, ये जो प्रोमोटर ऑपरेटर है, and obviously there are somewhere the gene which is called R gene which actually produce the repressor. R gene is something which will produce the repressor. All these three are called regulator gene. And this is known as structural gene. Understood? Is it clear to
Yes,
everyone?
ma'am.
So now we will look into the definite like example. These three people, Jacob, Monod, and Roth, were the people who first time proposed this operon concept. They said that they may not be present together. For example, repressor gene, that is the one which is responsible for production of repressor, because repressor is also a type of protein. So that is also part of the operon. So they said that operon will have the structural gene as well as the control gene. Okay. And first time they Jacob and Monod discovered about the lac operon, and they proposed that lac operon means lactose operon. Okay. And this operon is responsible for catabolism of lactose. That means degradation of lactose. So we all know that lactose is a disaccharide made up of glucose and galactose. And this operon is an inducible operon. Why? Because it is occurring in presence of lactose. Now, let us learn more about the lac operon. So in lac operon, these three genes are the structural gene. Okay. And these are the genes which are the regulator gene. Okay. Now what are these three genes? Z, Y, A. All of them are required for using lactose as a respiratory substrate. Let me tell you, in normal condition, if you look into E. coli, when glucose is available in the media, they do not wish to use lactose. Why? I told you last day also, if you have cooked food and if you have uncooked food, obviously all of us will prefer the cooked food, not the uncooked food. Why? Because cooked food is something where we don't have to spend much energy. Same here, if we have glucose and lactose in option, till the time glucose is available, lactose is not utilized by the bacteria. Okay. So when lactose is utilized, it's not only about the enzyme to break down lactose. Beta galactosidase is the enzyme which is responsible for breaking down of lactose. This enzyme permease is responsible for increasing permeability of lactose. Means if a cell need to use lactose, then it needs to absorb that from the medium in which it is there. No one is going to inject lactose into E. coli cell. It will be available in the medium. They need to take it inside the cell to utilize it. So permease is enzyme which allows the entry of lactose into cell membrane. And transacylase is the enzyme. It actually degrades the harmful byproduct. Is this part clear to everyone, beta? Can I get one thumbs up? Siddhant, Prachi, if you can respond, please. Great. So, let us get back to the topic. Here in this case, you can see that this messenger RNA is producing the repressor protein. So, this protein is actually the repressor protein. So, when inducer bind with the repressor, this inducer repressor complex do not bind with the it doesn't bind with the operator region. So as it doesn't bind with the operator region, RNA polymerase can bind and production of messenger RNA is possible, and these three enzymes can be prepared. So now we will look into different element. This is a very good picture where you can actually look upon the function and switch on and off. So you can see that regulatory gene LAC-I is responsible for production of repressor protein, but active repressor can bind to operator which doesn't allow RNA polymerase to bind. So no RNA is made. So I just want to say, in this condition, should I say the gene is switched on or off? In the first condition, the condition in which I am pointing out. Class, is it switch on or off? The structural gene is in off position or on position? Kashish, Jia,
Yes, ma'am.
in this condition, the gene is in on position or off position. I'm moving my pointer over here.
On position.
Okay. On what basis you said that it is in on position? हम कब किसी जीन को ऑन बोलेंगे बेटा? What do we mean by on position? Kashish, if you don't know, you can say I don't know, ma'am, so that we can move ahead.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't know.
So I think you should pay attention in the class. Switch on position means what, Dish?
Ma'am, switch on position means that like ma'am, in switch of on position the repressor is not working, means it will not work,
Yes.
repressor.
So that means messenger RNA will be produced or not in on position.
No ma'am, it will not produce.
In on position, messenger RNA will not be produced. Very good. Then why we call it in on position?
Yeah, ma'am, on.
When a operon is in on position, that means in positive control, messenger RNA will be produced or not. I'm talking about structural gene because others are helping. Here the main focus is the
Ma'am,
structural gene.
yes ma'am. Ma'am, in structural gene it will present
What will present?
messenger RNA.
Will not be present, it will be produced. Isn't it?
Yes ma'am.
So that means this part, this one which I am mentioning over here is in on position or off position. This one. Class. यहाँ लिखा भी हुआ है. If you are paying attention, you can see and tell me that. It's all matter of attention you are paying in the class. Lactose is absent, repressor is active, operon is off. Operon is off because RNA is not produced, protein is not produced. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think so. Yesha, for Yesha it may be clear. For Dish it may be partially clear because he answered it correctly. What about other students? Who is going to give me what are the incidents occurring in on position? Off position बोलो चलो सबसे पहले.
Ma'am, your voice is lagging.
I said what is occurring in off position? You tell me now, one of you.
Ma'am, your voice is cracking.
I said what is occurring in case of off position? Am I audible to you, beta?
Yes, ma'am. May I?
Yes, yes, sir.
Ma'am, in off position, the repressor will bind to the operator. So RNA polymerase will not be able to start the process.
So I explained each and every step I want. So RNA polymerase will not bind. So what will happen?
मैम जीन एक्सप्रेस नहीं होगा, प्रोटीन नहीं बनेगा.
Messenger RNA will not be produced and protein will not be produced. So can we say that character is expressed or not expressed?
Not expressed.
Good. So I wish now Kashish to tell me what will occur in off position. Kashish? Kashish? Are you there बेटा?
Yes, ma'am.
चलो आप बताओ ऑन पोजीशन में क्या होगा?
मैम
ऑन पोजीशन
डेड हो रही है, मैं रिचार्ज करके आपको.
यस कशिश Kausha, would you like to speak about on position?
यस मैम. मैम अगर इंड्यूसर रिप्रेसर से बाइंड हो जाएगा और फिर आरएनए पॉलीमरेज बन जाएगा तो फिर कोई हिंड्रेंस नहीं
आरएनए
होगा.
पॉलीमरेज बिल्कुल नहीं बनेगा. इंड्यूसर रिप्रेसर से बाइंड होने के साथ आरएनए पॉलीमरेज बनने से क्या मतलब है बेटा? इंड्यूसर रिप्रेसर से बाइंड होगा तो रिप्रेसर का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज होगा.
स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाएगा और
तो
कोई हिंड्रेंस नहीं आएगा प्रोसेस में, तो फिर प्रोटीन बन जाएगा.
But you missed too many steps. Then repressor cannot bind to operator. So RNA polymerase can bind to promoter. Messenger RNA will be produced, protein will be produced, and character will be expressed. Is it clear? Okay.
From your voice is not coming.
I said that if inducer is binding to repressor.
I'm still not coming.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
I said if inducer is binding to repressor, if there will be change of structure.
I think your network is unstable.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just wanted to say that whenever the repressor is binding with inducer, there is a change in the structure. It cannot bind to the operator. So RNA polymerase can bind to promoter. There will be production of mRNA protein and expression of the gene. So that is called on position. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I guess no more doubt about it. Lap operon is clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So here are some description of lap operon. The process is presented by different means. Ultimately, it is same. Now, I told you that there are different situations of lack of operon because there is a concept that if glucose is present or absent, there will be different kind of response for lactose. So first situation that we are going to talk about is in case lactose is absent. If lactose is absent, what is the situation? The repressor protein, the regulator gene that is synthesizing repressor protein, can be producing repressor protein. It will bind to operator. The process is blocked. So is this part clear to you? What will happen in absence of lactose? Because here lactose is the inducer. Is it
Ma'am, can you
clear?
please repeat?
I said as lactose is inducer, this is the situation that will be present in case of absence of lactose. So is this part clear to everyone that the operon will be in switch off position?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Now, what will happen when lactose is present? Lactose is the inducer, isn't it? So gene will be switch on. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we will see the third situation if both glucose and lactose are present. If both glucose and lactose are present, RNA polymerase can bind to promoter, but it is unstable. And it is so unstable that it cannot go for messenger RNA synthesis. Now you may ask कि मैम ऐसा क्यों? लैक्टोज प्रेजेंट है, उसने इंड्यूस किया है, रिप्रेसर का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज किया है, रिप्रेसर कैनॉट बाइंड टू द ऑपरेटर, फिर तो मैसेंजर आरएनए बननी चाहिए ना. बट बेटा, as I told you, if you think from the point of view of conservation of energy, when glucose is present in ample amount, bacteria should not use extra energy to break down lactose. That's why even if messenger RNA is free to add to the operator position, messenger RNA, RNA polymerase is able to bind to the operator position. This binding is not very strong one and it keeps falling off. But if glucose is absent and lactose is present, then the lac operon will be operative and it will go for the production of messenger RNA. So almost same, you need to understand that there is another role player, that is activator protein. It is stabilizing the RNA polymerase binding with the promoter region. In presence of glucose, this activator protein is not produced. So binding of RNA polymerase with promoter region is not stable. So in spite of presence of inducer, that is lactose, the process will not be complete. So let me tell you the gist. If you closely have a look into the table, it can tell you very clearly what to do. Kindly have a close look into the table. Any doubt in this part?
No, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, like regular times, we will revise lac operon by looking into a video. Give me a a few minutes, I will share the screen. So I didn't record it. Do you want me to play once again and record? So let's have a look into the lac-operon gene expression video.
Hey everyone, quick biochemistry basics here. So let's talk about the lac-operon. The lac-operon is the best studied model for understanding the regulation of gene expression. The genomic DNA of bacteria has many genes. Genes, by the process of transcription and translation, forms a protein. Both transcription and translation are highly energy intensive, hence only those genes that are required for homeostasis are continuously expressed. This type of expression is known as constitutive expression. Most of the genes are controlled by the extracellular signals, which are usually molecules in the growth medium. The signals that positively regulate the gene expression are called activators, while the signals that negatively regulate gene expression are called repressors. Both activator and repressor are the DNA binding proteins that regulate the gene expression. The DNA sequence at which the repressor binds is called an operator, while the DNA sequence at which the activator binds is called an activator binding site. Now let's talk about the lac-operon. An operon is a functional unit of DNA containing cluster of genes under a single promoter. The lac-operon has 3 genes, LAC-Z, LAC-Y, and LAC-A. The LAC-Z gene encodes beta-galactosidase enzyme. This breaks lactose into glucose and galactose. The LAC-Y gene encodes lactose permease enzyme. This enzyme transports lactose inside the cell. The LAC-A gene encodes thiogalactoside transacetylase enzyme, and it helps in the removal of toxic thiogalactosides, which are also transported by the LAC-Y. The LAC-I encodes a repressor that binds the operator and represses the lac-operon. Let's see how the lac-operon functions. In absence of lactose, the operator is occupied by lac repressor. This ultimately shuts down the lac-operon genes. Basal level transcription. Now, sometimes, even in absence of lactose, the repressor may fall off from the operator, allowing the transcription of lac genes. This occurs because the binding of repressor with the operator is not permanent. Because of basal level transcription, there is always some amount of lactose permease, beta-galactosidase, and thiogalactoside transacetylase enzyme present in the cell. When lactose is present, lactose enters the cell with the help of lactose permease. Remember, lactose permease is present because of the basal level transcription of the lac genes. The lactose that enters the cell binds with the repressor and releases the repressor from the operator. As the operator is free, the RNA polymerase can now bind the promoter and initiate the transcription of lac genes. Now, as lac genes are continuously transcribed, more amount of lactose permease, beta-galactosidase, and thiogalactoside transacetylase enzymes are formed. The lactose permease further allows more amount of lactose to enter the cell. The lactose that enters the cell is hydrolyzed to glucose and galactose by beta-galactosidase enzyme. Glucose and galactose are used as an energy source. The role of CAP protein in lac-operon. CAP stands for catabolite activator protein. CAP binds CAMP, hence it is also known as CAMP receptor protein. When the glucose levels in the cell decreases, the level of cyclic AMP in the cell increases.
The CAMP binds CAP protein and activates it. The CAMP-CAP complex then binds to the CAP site and interacts with the C-terminal domain of the alpha subunit of RNA polymerase enzyme. This increases the rate of transcription of LAC genes.
So I wish to say bye to all of you. In next lecture, we will talk about repressible operon. And I wish all of you to learn this part carefully so that you don't get confused between two types of operon. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So bye to all of you, beta. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.